round here don't listen to the Beatles run old Bo Cephas through a jukebox needle at the honky-tonk where their boots stomp all night. What? Yeah, and what they call work a digging in the dirt. Gotta get it in the ground before the rain come down to get paid to get your girl in your four-wheel drive. Yeah, the boys round here drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys round here sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot a back, shoot a back, shoot a back, a spit. Oh heck. Well, the boys around here, they're keeping it country. Ain't a damn one know how to do the Dougie. No, I'm not in Kentucky, but these girls around here, yep, they still love me. Yeah, the girls around here, they all deserve a whistle. Shaking that sugar sweet as Dixie Crystal. They like that yawling southern drawl and just can't help it 'cause they just keep falling for the boys around here. Drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys around here sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot her back and shoot her back and shoot her back a bit.
Let's ride through the countryside. Let's ride down to the riverside.
Hey now girl, hop inside. Me and you gonna take a little ride to the river. Let's ride. Lay a blanket on the ground. Kissing in the crickets is the only sound. We out of town. Have you ever got down with her? Do you wanna get down with her? Girl, you gotta get down with the boys round here, drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys round here, sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot her back and shoot her back and shoot her back. I'm one of them boys round here, drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys round here, sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot her back and shoot her back and shoot her back a spit.
Well, well, well. Welcome to the Wing It Call, Friday, May 13th. Ooh. So, the recording has started, just for everybody that was a little concerned. I try to remind myself to start the recording right at red neck. So it's going. The disclaimer: we are not attorneys, financial advisors, CPAs, or any form of legal advice to anyone. This is my opinion and the opinion of anybody that comes on here that you've heard before. And for the rest of the disclaimer, you can go to the wingitcall.com. That is the wingitcall.com for the rest of the disclaimer. Let me see. Deacon Iko, it will be in and out today. Pastor's running around, so if we all would take a knee and let Redneck Jerry give it a whirl here. Lord, please bless us, give us an understanding heart, guide our minds, protect our minds, direct us in this blessing, and protect us from the evil that is out there. as we go forth to be good stewards with what you have blessed us with. And we demand your guidance to make great improvements for our brothers and sisters throughout this world. In Jesus Christ's name, amen. Okay, so a little housekeeping here. Power went out Wednesday. Well, actually it went out Tuesday evening at about 7:30. At 8:30, the wife goes, "Why don't you go out and get us some power?" I said, "Baby, I'm having a flashback here. I guess we're going to have to do it like they did in the old days. It's all hot and sweaty and sticky in here. Hey, I got an idea. Get that look out of your eye. I'm not in the mood." Well, so I went looking for power. Didn't find any till the next day, obviously. 15 minutes after I canceled the call, the wonderful crew directly across from my house finally decided that they'd worked slow enough. 6 o'clock was rolling around, and maybe they'd milked the clock long enough, and they flicked the switch, and Lord, hallelujah, I had power. Now, for the rest of the story. That night at 11 o'clock, storms rolled through again. Yep, you guessed it. Jerry had no power from 11 at night till 4 the next morning. This wasn't a good sign. First time, power poles snapped off at the ground because the damn thing was rotten and the 50-year-old transformer just couldn't hold up the strain anymore. I kept checking every 30 minutes to an hour, and finally the foreman over there wouldn't even come look me in the eye and tell me, because I said, "Well, it's getting pretty close to 6, and I had to holler this over the machine running. "Well, I don't know, 6 o'clock's rolling around. You think you're going to have it done by then?" It was not a good day at Black Rock. Probably a good thing I didn't have a call, because I was a little testy and a little high-strung. Second little bit of housekeeping. I'm cutting back to only 2 calls a week. Yes, only 2 calls a week. Excuse me. They're going to be Monday and Friday. That way the withdrawals we all go through won't be 4 or 5 days like I said I was going to do Monday and Wednesday. I have a life like everybody else, and I've been neglecting it. And now it's going to give me an opportunity to catch back up on some things and maybe kind of get out of the wife house. We all know how that goes. Happy wife, happy something. I don't know. I haven't had that in a while. It could be a foreign thing to me. I'll let you know. I'll do some research and get back to you on that. So starting next week, only 2 calls. I will tweet it out. It'll get put on the forum. I'm sure it's probably getting put on the forum already. That next week the calls are only going to be Mondays and Fridays, normal time, and probably cut them back to an hour like today's call is going to be. And when I start reading the emails, I've looked at the questions, and you're going to hear what I have to think about all this. So, but first things first. Art, I had muted you. You are unmuted. Go ahead, Art.
Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted.
Okay. Well, we're still waiting, obviously, for those infamous 800 numbers or emails or however they're going to get word to us. I did get an email today with a little bit of information that says Blue Wolf says all funds are in all accounts and packages. This tells me we should be up to bat now. Let's see. Then I keep going down here to say, Bruce's big call reiterated how simple the exchange will really be. Work begins after the exchange. maybe if it happened today, it would take away the bad rap till Friday the 13th has, whatever that means. Of course, we are on Friday the 13th. Still could be a real lucky day for us. We never know. But somebody's talking about malware. It says, wonder if the malware story is an attempt to cover up the real changes in play in the banking system. The SWIFT says the second bank was hit by a malware attack. Anonymous takes 9 central banks offline, unleashes massive assault. May 12th, that's yesterday, SWIFT says second bank hit by a malware attack. SWIFT, the global financial messaging network, said banks used to transfer billions of dollars every day warned on Thursday of a second case of a cyber attack similar to the one that resulted in the $81 million cyber heist in February at the Bangladesh Central Bank. Forensic experts believe this new discovery evidences that the malware used in the earlier reported customer incident was not a single occurrence, but part of a wider and highly adaptive campaign targeting banks. SWIFT said in a statement. A SWIFT spokeswoman said the second case targeted a commercial bank without providing the name of the bank. We're just wondering, we heard something this morning about the SWIFT system and the SIP system, the fact that the SIP system will be fully in effect, I guess, on Sunday the 15th, and the SWIFT will no longer be, I guess, operating alongside of it like we heard it had been. So maybe these malware attacks had something to do with the security of, going to the banks and doing exchanges. Maybe that's why we have not received those numbers yet. They wanted to make sure the system was clean and clear and strictly on the SIPs instead of the SWIFT, and maybe the malware attacks had something to do with it. I don't know. I'm just reading what I got in here. So then somebody said, has anyone heard anything more about the historical bonds? Well, we heard they were supposed to be going, of course, just about every day, and don't really know if they have or not. There are a lot of things we don't know. And that's about all that they had on this particular one they sent me here. So some things are happening, we know, and so we did hear today, though, it could be Sunday before the SIP system is fully the only one operational. So I don't know whether that's what's holding things up and why we have not received the numbers. We keep being told the numbers are coming out every day, and we're just patiently waiting, and that's about all I know. We're just waiting. So see what happens, I guess. So with that in mind, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thanks, Art. If you would, please mute yourself on your end.
All righty. I can handle that.
Thank you. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. We're all frazzled. I'm frazzled. I'm very frazzled, especially when the information I'm hearing, all the starting and stopping, it'll drive a religious man to both his knees and maybe even drink a Blue Moon. My alcohol consumption has went up a little bit, and I needed to slow that back down. Drinking doesn't solve anything, but it sure does taste good, especially when it's hot and cold. Hot outside and cold in the refrigerator. Rockstar, I see you're in. Do you want to say something real quick? Oh, okay, he's just listening. Not a problem.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Okay. I had background noise, and it was Art. He hadn't muted himself, so I muted him. I thought it was you. Okay. Go ahead and mute it. I got it. I got it.
Yep.
I got it. Where was I? Iko didn't hear this, but I'll tell him. I'm cutting back to 2 calls a week. We've discussed it. He and I have, to Mondays and Fridays, so that everybody just gets a reaffirmation Mondays and Fridays. Regular 3:30 to 5, or 3:30 to 4:30, until we get some more info coming in, because it's pretty well dried up. Frustration levels are high. So let's go to our first question. Who is holding us up and why are they not removed? Thank you for all that you do. Greatly appreciated. Well, as we've discussed, no sugarcoating here. Not sure. Not high enough on the totem pole. I hear things. They say that the good guys are in charge. Maybe there's a plan out there that we just haven't been advised of yet. You know, it's kind of this is a game of poker. Hold them close to the vest, but don't let anybody see what you have. But I have discussed this before. If you had a money-making operation and you slowly started seeing it dwindle, the next thing you know, it's been strangled and your funds are cut off and you're down to your last $20 and they're reaching in your pocket to pull it out and tell you, nope, sorry, can't have it. Would you not be scrapping as hard as you could to keep them from taking that 20 and fighting back with everything you can do, causing all kinds of hell? You're not taking my money. Matter of fact, I'm going to start an assault on you and I'm going to try to take my money back. That's the real redneck. Power and money is what it boils down to. Power and money. Quickest way to get somebody's attention is to hit them in the pocketbook. Well, and it's a big battle between evil and the light, and we know who's going to win. And in the meantime, we have a couple of things to do. Wait, wait, and wait. And our faith is tested every day, every minute, every second. We're on assault by Satan himself. And why does God let these things happen? To sort out who's worthy and who isn't. That's just my opinion. And I know that we're running off into a religion and politics here, but I feel that this is directly involved. Religion and politics. You can talk about those things and it will raise the hair on the back of people's necks because there are so many different opinions. That's why I'm saying this is my opinion. It at times doesn't make a hill of beans, but they don't want us to have it. They're trying to keep the serfs under control. That's us. And we believe, and I have no other account than to believe that we have benevolent people out there wearing white hats that are on our side. In the meantime, we, as believers and currency holders, must endure the ridicule of all the people that we told, oh, you still waiting on that scam? I told you. Well, we're still waiting. And when this does come through, hardest thing that I'm doing right now is to tell myself not to go over and stick my finger in their face and say, you're an effing idiot. I told you this was it. Look at you now. And no, I'm not giving you any money. Let us not do that. I ask for guidance every day. Please humble me so that I can do what needs to be done. A friend of mine that lives in Austin has always said to remain humble. And the people that you surround yourself with is how you're going to go about later on in life. If they're good people and you have sound guidance, and especially when there's a 3 or 4 or 5 of you together, and sometimes that may only be the 2 of you. But don't make any rash decisions. But if it's a good person you surround yourself with, then you're going to make good decisions. And when I was mechanicking, best form of revenge was to quietly watch it happen and not say a word. And I'm doing this an analogy because this is what we do not want to do. We do not want to do that. We want to stand above the bullshit and then humble ourselves quietly. And if we still get ridiculed, so be it. But then they're going to be mad at us because we stood strong. So stand strong. Next question. Can or will the cabal hack the banks and our accounts after our money is in there like in Europe? Well, you heard Art talk about it. The SWIFT system was cabal designed and used, and the head of it was the BIS, Bank of International Settlements, out of Basel, Switzerland. Now, we have a new system called the CIPS, C-I-P-S. Not sure what it stands for. The SWIFT is a long one, but all transactions now are going to be going through the CIPS system, which is better for us because it's supposed to be very open, transparent, and nobody can do money laundering and hide things because from the time the transaction happens, no matter where you go or what you do with it, like in the old SWIFT system, when it reached a certain point, well, then it was hidden, not with this new system. This is the way I understand it. So maybe all the delays. It's the new SIP system is supposed to be in place on Sunday. Is that the 15th? Let me check my calendar here. Well, by golly, it is. So if it's in place by Sunday, hold on. Uh, 1 minute here. Hum to yourself while I'm reading the text. Oh, okay. Kind of just, I'll call you back later. Thank you for that. Oh, and Art says it's the Chinese International Payment System is what the CIPS stands for. Where was I? I get sidetracked. I need to stop listening to my phone. Yeah, the SIPs, the cabal, from the time the initial transaction until it goes wherever it's going to end up, this new system tracks everything so that they can't pilfer off pennies or half a cent here or there. That's how they were making money, skimming off of every transaction. It's a very good program from what I've been told. Have I seen it in action? No, it's just what I'm hearing. I have no reason to believe other than what I'm hearing, so that the white hats are working in our favor. Next question. Thank you for all you've done and continue to do to help us out. My focus has turned 180 degrees from us to others. I have numerous humanitarian projects. Should I present the top 3 to 5 projects? How important is the presentation? Put 1-page summary in a report folder. I have an MBA and I have a problem with just handling them a piece of paper. I'm just a tad OCD. My suit's ready and I have a full-blown presentation, and yes, it was cut off there, but I'm pretty sure it's under a couple minutes. You said you can make your spiel. I've said before, when you go in with that, be prepared to have them take a copy of it and keep it on file, and they'll probably have you sign it so they know who it belongs to. With this kind of sovereign rates that you can ask for, there needs to be some form of accountability, not only just to you and God, but they want, like anything else, like a Missourian says, show me. So you're going to have to show them. They're going to listen. And on the last call that I had, I believe I mentioned like the FBI has profilers to see, analyze people. I think the bank is going to have people sitting in there doing the same thing, and quite a few of them. And then they're going to make a decision whether or not you're trying to blow smoke up their dress or pull a fast one on them, however you want to look at it. The bank is there to give you the money you ask for, but also, do you know what to do with it? It's in your heart. They'll see it in your face, your eyes, your body language. They're going to look at everything. Relax. Just relax. I'm prepared to leave them a copy of my business plan. It's 28 pages. It's in color, well written. I feel confident. So when I walk in, and no, I'm not going to be wearing shorts and flip-flops. I'm going to dress appropriately. I'm not even wearing bib overalls. I have my starched Wranglers and my white shirt and a smile and a twinkle in my eye that we finally made it. So, should I present the top 3 or 5 projects? How important is presentation? Well, I think I've got that covered. Number 4, it seems the United States will be the last country to exchange. 4A, if exchanges are going on in other parts of the world, can we go to another country and exchange? No. I'm going to tell you why. You try to leave the country with any amount of money and then enter another one, and you get caught. It's almost like smuggling drugs. They get a little testy about that. A little testy. If you've ever traveled abroad before and come back, they have you fill out this thing. Do you have more than 10,000 USD going out, coming back in? And if you say no, and they check your wallet, or you try to go to a bank and exchange, and you're not a citizen of that country, prepare to visit the other side of the Steel Gray Bar Hotel. And no, I'm not even drinking Blue Moon today. That's the sad part about it. Water. If we do go to another country, will we get different lower rates than if we waited to exchange in the United States? That's 4B. No, 4A covered it. Try it. Get locked up, lose your money, be out of commission for a while, go to court, get thrown underneath the jail, all that stuff. So stop that stinking thinking. The cyber attack last night got to do with the RV? Maybe, don't know. Only the people that are in charge of this know what's going on. I would love to, but that brings in another field of problems. If you do know, then you're at a level that, we have somebody that is unmuted. That might be, let me fix that. Okay. Wrong one. If you do know that kind of information, do you really want to know? Because then you're at peril. Then you know some information that maybe other people want to know. And do you really want to know? Number 6, my kids are millennials. Welfare, living off a parent. My distanced herself, and it's doubled up there. My distanced herself when my income tanked in 2008. My son moved away into a cheap place because he didn't like the middle class work requirements last year. Any suggestions with this blessing? I say just spoil them again and all will be well. Some say I was an enabler. I'm sure many people have similar situations. Well, it sounds like you were an enabler. Got one word for you. Stop it. Your son didn't like the middle class working requirements. Well, it's because he's lazy. I'm only looking at what you wrote here, and the question was submitted. I don't know the whole situation. This is a case of tough love. Any suggestions with this blessing? Yeah, don't give them any. Make him prove to you that they're changing, and that this doesn't happen overnight, a week here, a week there. We're talking 6 months or a year, minimum. I say just spoil them again and all will be well. You're an idiot. But if that's what you want to do, they're your children. But you reap what you sow. And right now, I'm sure some people are saying, oh my God, Jerry has lost his mind. What happened to the sweet, nice guy we've been listening to? Well, that's over. It's tough love. I'm tired as everybody else, and I'm just letting you have it like it is. And no, I am not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I have probably as many, if not more, faults than all of y'all put together. I'm hoping that I've made enough changes in my life, and I use myself as an example so that nobody can say, well, I singled you out. No, I've went through the similar issues. Working? Oh, that's for the birds. Until one day, there was no food, there was no gas, there was nothing but a shovel and digging holes, working on a sewer crew, burying sewer mains in the dead of a winter at 20 below. Yeah, 20 below, and I'm out there in the wind blowing up my bib overalls, and it was cold, but I was hungry and thankful I had a shovel to keep warm. So, but you do whatever you want, but stop it. Stop being an enabler. Cut them off. Make them go to work, but don't let them starve to death either. Number 8, I'm still trying to understand this question. If we have over 1 billion Zim, what much can we expect will happen to the interest we get every 3 months? Are you talking about 1 billion after you exchange? Well, let's just use 1 billion as an example. The bank will probably keep 75%. You'll keep 25%, and you'll get interest off of both of them. And the interest rate could be anywhere from 6 to 8% every 3 months. So, question 9. SITREP said the GCR would not begin until the new president of the Philippines is inaugurated. So when is the inauguration? Don't know. That was the first batch of questions. Oh, and here we go. Okay. Because I'm going in cold, I'm trying to read the questions first and then read them back to you so that I sound something other than an idiot reading a question. I came from a large family, and there is 2 brothers that I want to help. My brother in Houston has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. I hope he's still going, and my blessings, not blessings, my prayers to you. And the other brother had suffered from an aneurysm that left him partially paralyzed on his left side of his body. Both brothers get monthly disability as well as Medicare that helps for medical treatments. When we receive this blessing, I want to buy them a home and help them. By doing this, will it affect their benefits? Or can you provide whatever information you know on this particular subject, as a lot of us want to help veterans? The trust, if you have a trust, an LLC, you can provide, and this is just my opinion, you can own the home, the trust can, the LLC, or whatever vehicle you have, and you can take care of all of their needs, and I don't believe it will affect their benefits. They have a home, they have a place to stay, but after this goes down, seek counsel from a financial advisor, a tax attorney, to see if what I talk about will help and won't get them in a pickle. Question 11, is it still advisable to call from a tracker or burner phone when you make your appointment? No, because not too long after I call from this number, it's going to be gone like a fart in the wind. I don't care. I've already got some email set up, a throwaway email, but I'm changing all that anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Number 12. We missed you Wednesday, Jerry. Glad you're able to be here today. You're welcome, and thank you. I've been listening to Joseph's list for exchanging. Is there anything you'd like to add to it? Nope. It's a very well thought out, encompassing exchange, and he's done it very well and explained to everybody what's going on. At one time, we were told to get a letter from the bank, proof of funds. We should still do that, right? I would. I am. Even though you're going to have receipts showing where you got it from, a little extra never hurt anything. Question 13. Hey, Jerry, what is the significance of the announcement by Anonymous yesterday of a massive cyber attacks on 9 central banks with a promise that this historical attack would continue and expand globally for the next 30 days? I didn't hear the announcement by Anonymous, but you got to remember, even back in biblical times, we had banks. The difference now is the cabal started central banks so that they could have control of a country's their monetary system. I think it's Nathaniel Rothschild said, give me control of a country's money and I care not what laws they make. My viewpoint, my personal opinion about central banks is they're not necessary unless it's the country's central bank. Why do you want to give somebody else control of your money and then pay them interest to control your money and loan it back to you? Sounds to me like racketeering on a grand scale. With shark interest rates. I mean, I'm boiling it down to as simple as possible. I'm sure there's a whole lot more to it, but that's exactly what our Federal Reserve does. Bank of England, we gave them permission to print money for us, loan it to us, and then we pay them interest after loaning us our own money. Sounds like a racket to me. So central banks, most of them are owned by the cabal. Number 14. Welcome back, Cherry. Short and sweet. One question. Are there any informational updates for Canadians? Sorry. No, my fellow brothers. I have nothing for Canadians. I'm sorry. Question 15. Please forgive me here, however, it seems as though this will never happen. It seems that the cabal or PTBs just have a huge clamp on this, and the meek will never inherit the earth. What the hell is really going on? And that's exactly how it's written. What the hell is really going on? All the news says now there's always an excuse of one more thing that has to be done, or have they been trying and it does not go through. I am losing faith this I'm losing faith this will ever happen. Help. Damn good question. Back to the white hats. This is a struggle between the both. There is so much politics and backroom deals going on right now, and has been for a while. You know, we've heard backroom deals going on. The cabal are doing this because they want to surrender. They don't want to go to jail. I've heard both ends of the spectrum. All we have is the faith that this is happening, and yes, the meek will inherit the earth. That is us when this great transfer of wealth happens. How many, I'm sorry, I'm going to read this last one, then I'll go back to 15. Number 16, how many more WINGIT calls are you going to have before this thing goes? Since you can't give dates, maybe a clue in your reply. I would have gladly stopped last week and given you hints like, you know, I'm out of here. But they will continue till this goes. So please forgive me here. However, it seems though this will never happen. It will. It seems the PTB just have a huge clamp on this, and the meek will never really inherit the earth. So let's address it like this. Do you feel like I do that you're laying on the ground and they've got a boot on your neck, and it's applied so much pressure, and the only thing you can do is just focusing on breathing that last little bit that boot can't cut off, which is your hope. Don't lose hope. Do not lose hope. I know what it's like to lose hope. Been there. Done that. Worn that t-shirt out many times. If it wasn't for a couple of people in my life, another little story. In 1980, in the middle of 1980, I was mechanicking, and all of a sudden it hit me that there was no hope, that my entire life was going to be nothing but eat, work, and sleep, and work on damned old trucks. You know, and I just sat down, and the boss came by and he goes, "Are you okay?" I said, "Not really. I don't see any hope because I'm just a mechanic trying to work my way up the ladder, but the way the system was, you weren't going to, unless you owned the business, you were always going to be a knuckle buster." And some people came to my rescue and said, "No, there is hope," because the light had went out at the end of the tunnel for me. There's always hope. Don't lose hope. Just concentrate on living. And some people are like this right now, and I know several. And I'm talking to each and every one of you that I've talked to. Don't give up, even if there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up. I had tied a knot at the end of my rope until I wanted to hang myself. That's a figure of speech, okay? To keep from falling anywhere down, because I couldn't hold on any longer. So let's see here. Is that more questions? That is not questions. Don't beat that. So, hope. Don't give up. Heiko, do you have a minute you could come in and maybe give some thoughts? I know what he's doing. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I got a minute
Okay,
or
go
two.
ahead.
I guess I'm probably where everybody else is. I'm so tired of hearing every night. And sometimes I hear good reasons for it not happening, and other nights I hear really silly reasons for it not happening. But, and I'm not blowing smoke, this weekend is significant because of the SIPs. It's significant because a lot of the big contractors in the Middle East are due for renewal. You know, people like Halliburton and General Electric and the people laying pipe and all of that.
Contract renewal. Contract renewal.
Yeah, contract renewal.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's
Crap.
a big deal this weekend. And because the U.S. dollar is so weak, nobody wants to renew their contracts in dollars. They want to renew it in yuan or other currencies or revalued currencies. So that there's a big pressure point there. Makes it different than it has been over the past few weeks. Even though we could have gone, put it this way, everybody in WTO is ready for this to go. But the people who aren't ready for it to go are the last holdouts, as Jerry mentioned at the beginning of the call. But I have not heard a satisfactory answer as to what the final straw is that's going to break the camel's back. I've heard a lot, but they're all starting to sound the same to me. So it's kind of it really has, as much as we've all learned and as much intel as we have all gotten, and I'm talking about all of us now. We get intel from all over the place now, not just from Dinar land. From lawyers and bankers and business people and platform traders, bond people, you name it. Nobody quite knows what the final condition needs to be in order for this to go. Only that everybody says it's winding down to whatever that mystery condition is. I wish I had more concrete information, but I just don't, and I don't buy into a lot of what I would have bought into 3 months ago. I don't buy into now. We really are an educated bunch now, which is good, because when we do have this money, we're going to know a lot better how things work. But yeah, as Jerry said, don't lose faith. We really are right at the end, and it's unfortunate, and I know it's frustrating, but that's where we're at. We're gonna have to sit it out until the big as somebody going the other night, until we get the big market fart that makes everything happen, we're just going to have to sit it out. So I hate to be vulgar, but at the same time it's kind of funny. So, but that's all I really got. There's just nothing left to say. It's just a waiting game. So with that, I'll mute out.
I sent you a text. Please read that.
Alrighty.
Go ahead and mute out, and I'll take it from here.
Okay.
I'll call you in a little bit. So we're going to take a couple of calls. Not very many, because there's just not a whole lot to talk about. I think I've covered quite a bit of it So let's go to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 954. Come on down.
Jerry, you're going to have to do that in the email. The text isn't coming through again.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later.
Fort Lauderdale, 954. Hello. Last four of your phone number, 2442. Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Hello. Well, I'll come back to him. Well, I can tell you this. Paste pecani sauce does not come out of New York City, by golly. They don't know how to make good stuff up there. 646, come on down.
Yes, sir. Thank you for answering the phone, my brother. Let's keep this on the level and on the square. Okay, last Wednesday at the end of your call, there were some comments on a certain general in Reno. I had dinner with a friend of the general last night. Ain't involved in this at all. And for the sake of your reputation, being a brother in light, whoever told you these things, you really need to kick them where the sun don't shine. So I don't know what to tell you, but please, we have to stick together, and that's all I have to say. But thank you so much for being a light. We need light.
Hold on here. I didn't have a call last Wednesday. I had a call Monday. And
Okay,
you'll have
Monday.
to forgive me. Yeah, well, what I'm saying is you'll have to forgive me. You know, the sun has rose and set a couple of times, and so I guess I'm going to have to write your number down and call you later because for the life of me, I can't remember.
No, it was the last call when the power was going out. You were having all that trouble at the end of the call. It was mentioned that the general in Reno and it's going to have the emergency broadcast system set for so long.
Oh, yeah, that never happened.
And I was having dinner with a personal friend of his last night. And the man said, well, you believe what you want.
You're kind of fading in and out. I apologize.
No problem, but give me a call when you have a chance, brother.
Okay, let me before you hang up, let me write your number down here.
Okay.
Let's see. That's 800. Help me find the RV. You like that?
Surely is not my phone number.
No, I'm looking at it right there. People are wondering, what's his phone number? 800. Help me find the RV.
Okay.
No.
Sir.
I'll give you a call here in a little while.
My future pleasure. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye now.
All right, bye. Let's see. Slow computer, come on down. North Pekin, Illinois, 309. Come on down.
Is that me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I didn't know if I'd have to hit a number. First time I've ever been on the call.
There you go.
Well,
how you doing today?
Good.
One question.
Well, first of all, I just want to tell you I really appreciate what you've done for me, basically, because I've only been listening to your call for about 10 days, so I've gone back in time and listened to most of your calls. Kind of to set some people's mind at ease. When I was 18 years old, I basically talked to God the same way you did, in a different way though. And I was watching the first Iraq War, whatever one that was, and it was during the day, probably around 10 o'clock in the morning, and they started talking about the war and how it would pay for itself. And what they said was that the American public would be able to purchase oil credits, and it would pay for itself. So I sat on the edge of my seat, trying to figure out what they were talking about. Never made any sense. I'm dyslexic, so I learn different than most people do. So that just replays in my mind over and over and over. And one day, about 5 years ago, one of the guys that I work with brought up the same subject. Said it almost word for word. I caught myself doing the exact same thing, sitting on the edge of my seat, and I said, I'm in. I want to buy it. So as I've spent more time investing into it and listening to you guys talk, I believe it's a real thing, just because those things have all followed through. I wish I could remember. Colin Powell talked, and then there was another white-haired general, five-star general that talked, and then right after him was either the Secretary of Finance or somebody in the high-up government, little strong guy with dark hair, and he's the one that said all that. So just to kind of let people know that are struggling with this, that it exists. There's no question in my mind it exists because I watched it. And so I don't really have any questions because you've done such a great job on trust and reassuring us on how the money will work, and it makes so much sense if you really pay attention and believe in some of that stuff. So that's all I have for you. I wanted to thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So let us go to the Twin Cities, 651. Come on down.
Hi, Jerry. How are you doing?
Good today. How are you doing?
Great. You made it through the tornadoes?
Well, I guess, after it knocked over the power pole, and it wasn't pretty.
It wasn't nice. I have one question. It's not a complaint, but like other calls, do you lock down the phone lines? I tried since the top of the hour, and it was like 45 minutes, and every time that operator would say, the call is full, the call is full, the call is full. So the only thing I can ask is, are you locking down the lines like some of the others, or what's happening?
No, the system that I use is maximum 500 callers, and when it reaches that limit, I don't lock it down. It just won't let you in because the call bank is full.
Okay.
But I can hold up to 10,000 people on the web through the listen only link. Which
I love that, but my computer and Adobe Flash don't love each other, and I've got to get the technician in to figure out why it's got a problem. Anyway, one thing I was going to say about the money transfers, in the old system, and I know this because I've done not big transfers, but they said it takes 10 days to move that money. Well, in 10 days, you could see the interest that they must make off that money. And with the new system, they said it's a matter of minutes that money would be transferred.
Seconds.
Yeah, that just eliminates all the, like you say, nipping a penny here and a penny there. But great deal. Well, we'll sit and wait, buddy. Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much, sir. Hope that was a good explanation about why you can't get in. And then I've watched the calls, and I've seen the calls max out at 500 callers 45 minutes before the call actually starts. So if it starts at 3:30
right
Eastern, at 2:45 Eastern, the call is already full.
Wow. You got a lot of people that love you, let's put it that way.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a really rough last couple of days, and thank you.
Okay. Very good. I'll put my hand on.
Home of the world's second best barbecue, Kansas City, Missouri. 816. Come on down.
I knew as soon as you said home of where you was going.
Uh-huh.
Can we talk you into staying more than twice a week?
Nope. I've got things to do. How can I put this? If I do not do this, I may not have a wife. She has put the boot down, okay?
You better do it then. If
Okay.
Mama's not happy, my husband says nobody's happy.
That's right. So give me your question,
Oh,
ma'am.
my question for you is, we've been hearing all week that next week is going to be an extraordinary week. Everybody's talk like it was going to happen by the weekend. Do you have that feeling?
So
From
if
everything
you'll
that you know?
if you'll turn out of the wind, because you got a lot of wind noise there.
No, I'm not outside. I'm inside.
Okay. Well, here, let me. So my feeling on that, we've been hearing the same thing, just different versions for a while now. I'm hoping that these contracts that are coming up in the Middle East due for, renewal or redoing whatever, like Iko was saying, they don't want the old worthless FRN. They want something tangible, and I'm placing a good bit of hopium, because quickest way to get somebody's attention is the pocketbook, money. And I know that it really sucks that it's about the money, because the Lord says, not for the, don't let the love of money overtake your love for me. That's a redneck version of it. So I'm putting a lot of faith in the contracts coming up, because it's about money, power and money.
Yeah. And when is that?
I'm thinking that those contracts are up for renewal now. I think they're working on them, and I think that, and this is just my opinion, the completion date needs to be done by Sunday or Monday. They need to be signed off on,
Okay.
or not too much long after that, because people want to know what they're getting paid and in what.
Yeah.
So I hope that helps you out.
All right. Yeah, I'm hoping. My husband has to go to a surgeon Monday, and we don't know how long he's going to have to be off, and he doesn't get paid when he's off. So
I know it.
We need it to go.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
And this will be the last caller of the day, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 954. I think you got your
Hello?
Fort Lauderdale. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, how are you? I have a question. Ray Wynn said that it's very important that we listen to this call. I missed something, but I just want to know what was so important with this call than any other call.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm being honest with you. I didn't even know that Ray said it was important that you listen to this call. I don't know.
Yeah, so I thought, everybody was anxious, thought there was some good intel and good information that y'all had to give us.
Just today, the redneck truth. That's all I'm bringing. Is this your first time listening?
Oh, No. I just got on the call, late. I missed some things, so maybe I thought I missed your important information that Ray Wynn said that you had to give us. I thought it was something important because he said you need to listen to WINGIT call, so I thought it was something like the 800 numbers or something like that you was going to give out.
I wish. I would like to have given them out last week. All right, ma'am. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Bye. Thank you.
So there we go. It's been an hour. We pretty much know what's going on. Pretty much the same as it has been, maybe just a little twist of sober reality. No sugarcoating anymore. I'm not doing it. Telling it like it is. So let me take a knee here. Lord, please, thank you for the guidance you've given us, the patience in our heart. Maybe raise the boot off our neck just a touch and show us a little light at the end of the tunnel. We just ask this in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen. So that is it for the day. Catch you next Monday. Same bat time, same bat place. Goodbye.
The conference is now completed. Goodbye. Welcome to the conference. Please enter the